Welcome to Academic Dream Channel. As you know, this is a classroom. Through this classroom, through this academic channel, we are serially publishing, displaying a number of videos on education subject of higher secondary second year. Already we have completed first chapter of higher secondary second year subject education. And we are now discussing about second chapter. As you know, the title of the chapter is Non-Formal Education. Today, our discussion will be on difference between formal and non-formal education, because the title of the chapter is Non-Formal Education. Therefore, to make clear our ideas in this respect, we must know the difference between formal and non-formal education. When the concept of difference of formal and non-formal education is once clear, you will know the real meaning of education. That is why the difference between formal and non-formal education is very important for those students who are in the Department of Education. Well, dear student, if you are new in my class today, if you like this video, at the end you will subscribe and share so that automatically you can get all other videos and we can do our work in full encouragement. Dear student, let us come directly once again, difference between formal and non-formal education. It is a topic from ASS second year subject education chapter 2. As you know, the title of the chapter is non-formal education, and discussion of today is the difference between formal and non-formal education. So here I have written formal education, here is non-formal education. Dear student, you try to observe these 4 points in favor of formal education, these 4 points in favor of non-formal education. For example, you see, number 1, formal education is limited to fixed time. Non-formal education is continuous process. Again, you see number 2, non-formal education is narrow in scope. Formal education. Non-formal education have wide scope. Again, formal education has strict discipline. On the other hand, in non-formal education, there is flexible discipline process. In formal education, regular class system is there. In non-formal education, there is no class. So these are just point. These are not full line. So how to write an answer from this point probably already you know, and even I will help you how to write answer for exam. I will supply you for a fixed media, as I will say you how you will get these notes later on. Let us see, formal education, there is fixed time, that means education start for class 1 year, for class 2, again 1 year, class 3, class 4, class 5, like this, SSLC, after SSLC, higher secondary, after higher secondary, degree, after degree, and then end. So it is formal education is fixed with a fixed time. Then non-formal education is a continuous process. You can learn, you can go through learning through non-formal education, that means through open education, that means through distance education, in lifelong process. In formal education, the scope is narrow. Why it is called narrow? It is in this sense narrow that you have to do your work in limited time, and your work limit is also fixed. How your work limit is also fixed? That means class 1 1 year, class 2 again 1 year. So time limit is fixed. Why it is narrow? You have to go in one angle only. After you complete your MA, MSc, BA, BSc or medical education, engineer education, after you finish it, you have no place to study once again in formal system. Then where you can go? You can go in non-formal system. That means in open education system, in distance education system. So scope is very wide. You can do as you like. You can study as you like. Number 3, strict discipline is there. In formal education, discipline, rule regulation is very strict. Why it is strict? Because you have to come to school at 9. You must study in school. You must wait in school. Stay the time in school up to 3 o'clock. So that is a system. You must wear particular dress, you must follow a particular routine of class, and so on. Many rule regulations are there. That is why disciplines are strict. You must follow those rules and regulations, words of teacher. But in non-formal education, discipline, rule regulation are not fixed. So it is flexible. What is flexible? That is not fixed. If something is not fixed, it is called flexible. Therefore, in non-formal education, you can go through your study along with your all other works. If you are a serviceman, if you are a housewife, anyone can go through the study of non-formal education, that is open education or distance education. It is flexible. And last one is, there is a regular class system in formal education, whereas in non-formal education there is no class or no classes. Though there is no classes, dear student, I like to mention you, though there is no class system, but in different study centers of open and distance learning, Sunday and somewhere in Saturday, if you need guidance and counseling, the coordinators of the study center arrange that counseling classes or guidance classes on Sunday, but that is not similar to regular class. It is just guidance and counseling classes. So I have written just no classes to understand more clearly. So dear student, we have got 4 differences here, but you know, if you go through books, you will get more other differences. But these all are the basic differences. What are the basic differences? We have got the basic differences between formal and non-formal education. There is fixed time in formal education, but it is continuous process whole life, because it is distance education. The narrow scope of formal education, wide scope of non-formal education, strict discipline in formal education, flexible discipline in non-formal education, in formal education regular classes, in non-formal education no classes. So these are all differences that we understood. But then where is the similarity? The similarity is that in formal education and in non-formal education, in both places there you have to take admission. You must go through a curriculum. You must go through examination system. You will get mark sheet certificate after the exam. That is very similar and similar value, same value. But the differences is that in formal education there is daily class and fixed discipline, but in non-formal education there is no daily class, no fixed discipline, flexibility is there, and ultimately these are the difference. So I think so you have understood now difference between formal and non-formal education. Later on, in our next videos, we will discuss about different other areas of non-formal education. Till then, thank you.